Hi, Gampy.
Stop. It's terrible. The opening of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by TLC Laser Eye Center. Imagine, if you will, for a second.
Just a picture in your mind.
You're doing what I'm doing. You don't necessarily have to do this because there's hope for you. If you wear glasses, you can ditch them. You can throw them away for good.
Right.
And you do that by going to TLC Laser Eye Center. Mm-hmm. The TLC surgeons have an international reputation. They perform LASIK on over 2.2 million eyes. I learned this a long time ago. Mm-hmm. You want to get the best kind of care, you go to the people that do it all the time.
That's right, Mike.
It's not like going to a gas station. It's like going to an expert. And the more they do and the busier they are, the better it is for you.
Sure.
That's TLC. That's what they do. That's a claim no other eye center can make. 2.2 million eyes. TLC's equipment is state-of-the-art, and the TLC lifetime commitment is huge. TLC has locations all over the nation. If you move, you're covered.
That's right.
You're covered.
Get your eyes fixed, and you'll never wear a shirt that color.
See what you've been missing. I like my shirt.
You didn't win the last time.
It's been laundered.
Yeah, okay.
Call 877-TLC-2020 to schedule a free consultation or visit TLCvision.com. It's laundered. I might not be.
Oh, dear.
And be sure to tell the friendly staff you heard about TLC from us, TLC Laser Eye Center. Well, we've got a very abbreviated week, and that means we're doing birthdays for you today, ladies and gentlemen. So let's open up the mailbag right away. Let's get right to it. Hey, look what we found.
What?
It's a birthday from nearly a month ago.
Oh, good.
Apologies and a belated greeting to Colin Burgess.
That's right.
Who celebrated September 23rd. He wanted a flyover by Orville the Flying Cat.
Does anybody remember?
Yeah, that's the cat that was killed or dead and then put on a drone.
Oh.
Remember
Was it a dead cat or a live cat?
Yeah.
Oh, and it was put on the thing that Oscar had.
Yeah, the AR drone.
If they hadn't gutted it, it would have been too heavy for the
Do
drone.
you still have that? Are you still using that?
I still have it, yes.
And
you know, Costco has them now.
Are you still playing with it?
Yeah.
No.
Very good.
I have it actually in my office.
Really?
Yeah, I fly it down the halls.
Last time you fired it up.
2 weeks ago.
So you're not still playing with it.
Because I broke it.
No, that 2 weeks ago counts. It's still playing
I broke
with
it, and I had the guys in engineering rebuild it for me so I could fly it up and down the halls.
I like that. Sounds very 60s. All right, take it down to the guys in engineering.
He is the user.
Get the guys in engineering to take care of it.
That Amazon is a better
They
price
took my
than
money.
Costco.
This past Friday was a birthday for Ben Abeg.
Mm-hmm.
Where do the names come from?
They come in
I mean,
the mail.
people without birthdays have names like John Smith.
That's right.
People with birthdays have names like Ben Abeg.
That's
Can we just call him like Benedict?
He listens and laughs on his work every day. Well, since you laughed, Ben, I'm going to do an unsolicited impression for
good.
you. I will now do the Burt Lancaster laugh for you.
Oh,
for Ben Abeg. Jerry Morris had a birthday Saturday, and he says a simple shout-out would make it move. Well, we're giving it to you right now.
Hey, Jerry.
He says the Reno show was impressive and that Mickey and Decoy were home runs. We agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
We agree. And,
Although, I thought we were a home run as well. Might have been nice if he mentioned that.
us, not so
Well,
much.
he kind of did.
Well,
Not
I
really,
don't know.
not so much.
Yeah.
On Sunday, Jordan Larrabee turned 30. His dad says he hopes the douchebag 30s are nothing like the terrible 2s. He says Jordan would like a simple greeting from his favorite newsman.
Unfortunately, Brian Williams isn't here.
That's funny. That's Buzz that said that, Jordan. Mike Ross.
You're not his favorite anymore. Not after that.
I'm
See you
sorry.
later.
Hi, Brian.
Mike Ross spent his let me start again. Mike Ross spent his birthday Sunday thinking of this. That Dick Queasy likely has a sickly son. A little boy made pale by questionable seafood. Didn't you have a report yesterday about seafood?
Oh, Dick Queasy's going to be all over this. Come to find out, only 3% of the seafood that we eat is ever seen by a government inspector.
Oh.
That means 97% of the seafood we eat is not inspected.
Not good.
Well,
So,
it's no
ew.
wonder. It's no wonder that little Cyrus doesn't feel well.
Cyrus
Cyrus
Hi.
Queasy, who really doesn't feel well enough to come on the show often, but we'd love to have him in the
Hello
future.
there. It's nice to see you, little Cyrus. Stop vomiting. All right.
Hydrate, little boy.
Our good friend David Page. I know that name.
Yeah.
He's from Mad City, Madison, Wisconsin.
Right.
He's feeling pale. He just had some major surgery, and we wish him a speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
That's not a birthday, that's just a speedy recovery.
Nice enough guy who actually makes a brief appearance on our road trip.
Oh, nice.
He does.
Zach Zabrowski's birthday falls on Black Friday this year. For now, he wishes us all a happy Thanksgiving.
That's it.
And Black Friday.
Selfish Zach.
Yes.
So demanding.
Why do you say
Because
selfish?
it's the least selfish birthday greeting we've ever done. He just wanted us to have a happy Thanksgiving. What a dick.
Sydney Gardner turns 14 this coming Sunday. His dad turned him on to the show. I always think 14 and under. I always like, okay.
Well, I mean, really, shouldn't
watch
the
the
age,
volume level.
Really, shouldn't the age be like 16?
Yeah, maybe 18.
Yeah, maybe.
Sid would be happy with a simple greeting from Mike. Happy birthday.
Doesn't get simpler than that.
He is the simpleton.
I was simple. That's you see. Let me explain because he's going to be 14. He's only 13 now.
Right.
Sydney, that's simple-minded. So I was being a simple-minded person.
Simpleton.
Yeah,
I'm explaining the joke because you're a young teenager.
Dig on that, brah.
And our birthday of the week belongs to Greg Agoric.
What?
I wonder if if you were afraid of him, you would be an agoric-phobia.
That's true.
Or agororic.
An agoric-phobic.
If we had two of them, it'd be a paragoric.
So our friend Greg is serving in the Air Force in Korea. He didn't say which side. He's been listening since 2005, and like Rob, he is so Polish.
Does he realize he's serving in Korea then? He might not even know where he is.
Stop it.
No, I'm
Start
kidding,
the
of
show.
course.
What's wrong
You
with
can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving? We're doing a show, of course, tomorrow.
I was going to ask you if you got your turkey yet.
Sure.
Do you, truthfully, do you help Mrs. Carson prepare the turkey?
Just like you helped Mrs. Severinsen prepare the turkey.
No, there is no Mrs.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
There used to be.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
The fact that I
Hard for
never
me to
helped
keep
her stuff
track.
her bird was one of our big problems.
I thought that was your problem. Well, no, I forgot all about that. We've been together so long that I forget sometimes where we are.
In fact, that was one of the things we really fought about.
What? Did you?
I wanted an oyster stuffing in the turkey, and she wanted bread stuffing, and she got bread stuffing and a lot of money.
You mean you used to argue about what you're going to stuff the turkey with?
Yes.
And that was one of the problems.
She's still stuffing the turkey, but not with money.
Well, it's nice to know you have no bitterness.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Buzz Burbank, Rob Speedway, Oscar Santana. And now, from his couch, here's Mike.
See, I grew up watching that show. I grew up watching that. Those were my influences. Maybe that's why I ended up the way I did.
So great.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios. This is America's most beloved podcast. We are downloaded more than 16 million times, heard in 150 countries worldwide. It is 2 days before the big day.
Yes.
Tuesday, November 20, 2012, and we're delighted to have you with us. Our show today is brought to you by the Black Friday sale at our Amazon page.
Always color with you.
It doesn't get any more important than this.
That's right.
I'm getting a lot of feedback on Facebook from our wonderful listeners to this program that
They're
are
so
telling
great.
me that they are out and about and they're doing their online shopping through the Mike O'Mara Show Amazon page. Spend your Black Friday in the comfort of home. I totally agree with this. I mean, I would say this regardless of whether they were a fine sponsor. The fact is that, sitting in a parking lot on an air mattress or in a lawn chair waiting for a store to open is pure idiocy in my humble
And it's not an
opinion.
event. It's not an experience. It's a waste of time.
It is
right.
a
You know
total
what it
waste
is?
of
It's
time.
a-
You're going to get the same deals by going to Amazon.
It's a detestable trait nationwide. We must stop it.
Bloomberg analyzed prices on 125 popular toys.
Let me look at these toys.
The lowest prices were not at Target, Kmart, or Toys R Us.
No.
80% of the time. Amazon had the lowest prices. 80% of the time. And they beat nearly half the prices at Walmart.
Right.
You can't argue with that.
And
It's
the
truth.
convenience.
And Amazon has gift wrapping, gift cards, and delivery right to your door. Plus, when you shop Amazon through the MikeO'MaraShow.com location, you pay the same low prices and support your favorite show. Really, it's our It is our number one advertiser. It is the number one way that we make our living, and I think it's a wonderful little deal for you as well. So we don't ask a lot other than you do your online shopping and you go through MikeO'MaraShow.com.
And I forgot to mention in that copy, it's actually Black Friday all week long at Amazon. Now through Cyber Monday is Black Friday at Amazon.
So my mom's not going to listen.
Savings are on.
Well, then they should go to Amazon and buy a calendar because it's Tuesday.
So my mom's not going to listen to the show because she doesn't have a computer.
Right.
So I can talk about this.
Does she listen to Kathy's podcast?
Yeah, every day.
Of course.
But, my sisters, we always coordinate as far as what we're going to get Mom.
Good.
She's got a little TV that that has been on the fritz in her bedroom at her assisted living facility.
Yep.
And Kathy said, do you want to pop for that? I said, yeah, that'll be great. I said, don't. And she said, okay, I'll go out and buy. I said, no. Let me get it on Amazon and send me the specs, and then I will have it shipped either to you or directly to Mom.
Right.
And we'll do it that way. So I'm very excited
Brilliant.
about doing my holiday shopping
I
at
love
Amazon.
that.
Is it a very deep TV she has?
It's one of those old tubes.
They made a joke on Saturday Night Live about spending Thanksgiving with your family, and they said, come home and see the deepest TV you've seen in 20 years.
Bookmark it and use MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon for your holiday shopping needs. On the program today, Mr. Burbank has moved to the top of the hit parade.
Excellent.
With a story about being the electronic Uncle Billy. He came out and said that because it's buzz. It took me like 10 minutes to figure out what he was talking about.
Right.
You've lost some money?
Well, and I've found it again, but I pulled an Uncle Billy, and I don't know if it's Alzheimer's or, some substance.
We'll get to that in just a second.
I don't know.
I have an apology to a listener that I think is warranted. I do that on this show occasionally. Saturday Night Live, got some thoughts on that. Comcast, have we improved our speed at all?
I will check our speed right now.
Okay, we're trying to. I'm in the labyrinth, the maze that is Comcast. We'll talk about that.
We want to be able to do a 60-minute podcast in 40 minutes.
A story caught my eye about OJ. I don't know if you've seen it. Let me see. News coverage in our little market of Washington, D.C. here. It's very strange. Big football day coming, NHL hockey, WTF, and my least favorite job. And I guess, we'll start with Buzz because you came in here and you said you pulled an Uncle Billy on losing money and you were worried.
Well,
we need to explain for Oscar.
Yeah, who's Uncle Billy?
Uncle Billy, in the movie, the classic holiday film, It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Billy is
played by Thomas Mitchell.
Retarded uncle that Jimmy. Oh, he's a douchebag.
He's a simpleton drunkard.
He's an ass.
He's a simple-minded man, and he's a drunk.
Yeah.
He's horrible, and he
but
loses,
not a hit your wife drunk, a nice drunk.
Right? Yeah,
and he
friendly,
loses
happy
the
drunk.
deposits for the building and loan, throwing the bank into a tailspin, and it screws George Bailey's life up immeasurably.
He ends up accidentally handing all this money, all this important money, to the evil Mr. Potter.
Well, he doesn't hand it to him. He leaves it in a newspaper.
In a newspaper,
and
I
guess he does hand it to him.
Hands the newspaper to Mr. Potter,
because
and Mr. Potter
he's such a jerk. He's got to tie strings around his face.
He is
I
a
hate
jerk
him.
store.
Rob and I we watch It's a Wonderful Life, and Rob and I still get pissed off.
But
at
that
Uncle
happens
Billy.
because it usually comes on Thanksgiving weekend and we're drinking, and that's what really makes us mad. But it will be on NBC. Have you ever seen the film?
No, I said once it turned to color, maybe I'd give it a shot.
No, it's not good in color.
It's not.
I've never seen it.
It really is a good.
You should.
It's a good film.
You
I'll look it
Donna Reed. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sirree.
Yeah,
Donna
Buffalo
Reed.
Gals.
So what did you do that was an Uncle Billy moment?
Well, again, I don't know if this is Alzheimer's or perhaps some substance I've ingested over the years.
I don't think that's the case. I'm coming to your side with
or
that.
if I'm a jerk store or what the problem is, but
all of the above.
A couple of weeks ago, it was time to make my I try to pay the credit cards every couple of weeks so I don't get behind.
Right.
Just to make sure that I'm caught up. I try to keep them paid up if I can. I
Wish
know
I could.
it's a struggle, but I at least try.
I'm ready to call one of those agencies.
I'm in the same boat, but what I do is I just try to use them twice a week.
Right.
I don't do the paying part.
I wish I could have my credit card.
So I went to
absolved.
my bank account online a couple of weeks ago to make the usual payment, and very proudly kicked a large, let's just say a large chunk of money toward the credit
payment.
card debt that I had there. It was a large amount of money.
3 digits?
As the no,
3 digits.
More,
Jesus.
Well, I mean, it could be up to $9.99.
Quite a line of credit.
Four digits.
Wow.
Oh wow.
And then some.
Wow.
And very proudly made that payment, and I kept noticing on my register, well, it hasn't cleared. So finally yesterday, it's been a very busy couple of weeks, and I finally sat down yesterday and looked into it, and I saw that what I had done is I'd paid a credit card that I don't use anymore. I sent thousands of dollars to a credit card.
And the balance is zero?
It was zero.
Now you got a plus balance.
Yeah, so I this big pile of money I sent to a credit card company to whom I didn't know a penny.
You do most of your bill paying online?
Oh, yeah, I pay everything through my bank site.
Right.
Meanwhile,
online.
everyone at Discover is saying, hey, Mr. Elston is like Rockefeller.
Yeah, look at this
Now,
guy.
He's paying us money
Now-
and we don't even need it.
At the same time, I've not paid the people who should have been paid this large pile of money, and now it's been like a month or
So
a few days.
Mr. Drysdale is pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what I know about the way this is done, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. I mean,
Right.
you have kind of a process that you go through. I have a little box, and I have these.
Hey,
thank you. I have
now.
a very little tight box.
Tight, hot box.
And you look on, and
Oh,
it's
gosh.
got I've got
The
it's called
pays.
bill pay,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a list of them, and I go and I see it and I double check, and then they I go to make payment, and then they say payment scheduled successfully.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. Do you have a similar type of thing?
I do, and I just.
So do you double check it?
I didn't, and I should have. And alphabetically, Citibank comes right after Capital One. And so I clicked the one below accidentally and just wasn't paying close enough attention.
What you
I
need
don't
is
think it's that big a
What
deal.
he needs is an accordion folder.
But
that
here
will help
it is.
keep
Do you
things
call and
now-
say, my bad, can I get my money back?
I did.
Hey,
That's
brah.
exactly what I did. Because the holidays are here, and I'm going to need that money, or at least need to
Or-
have paid
or-
off the credit
or
card
you
so I
just
can
want
use
that
it
money
again.
back.
So who got the money?
Well, Citibank got the money.
And they're the zero credit card.
Right, I didn't know them a penny. In
Woo!
fact, when
They're yelling. Yay.
worse yet.
So when they ask you the question, "What's in your wallet?" Buzz goes, "Nothing."
Yeah, it's a series of oversights because
What used to be in your wallet?
not only is my balance zero with Citibank, I actually closed the account. So I have paid some time ago, and it just never removed it
How
from my
long are we
bank
talking
website.
about? When did you discover this error?
Yesterday.
Yeah, but I mean, how much time had passed?
A couple of weeks since I made the error.
Okay, so they took it. Did
14
anybody
days.
alert you, or did your bank
No,
alert you?
no,
Did
I was
anything
just-
bounce back?
No, not yet.
Don't you know what
And-
this
and-
means? It means bankruptcy and scandal.
and prison and ruin. and I really was thinking because it's the holidays, and I don't want to be in trouble. I'm going to need that credit card, and if I pissed them off,
Did
I'm
you
not
buy
gonna be
your
able to
turkey
use it.
already?
Oh yeah.
That's all that counts.
The turkey is set.
Are you gonna get it back?
More
Did you
about
call?
that later. I did. I called Citibank, and they said, "Oh, well, the account is closed," and they gave me
Hello,
a choice.
this is
They
Peggy.
said, we can mail you a paper check, or we can wire the money.
How long
into
did it
your
take? Was it a
account.
hassle to do that?
Oh no, it turned out to be very easy, but
Yeah,
it was just
come
that
on.
it was that scare.
Yes.
It was that scare of like Uncle Billy handing a big pile of money to the wrong person and then not having it.
You
Did
know
Marsha
that-
come home and see you tearing your desk apart?
You know, nothing gives me a greater pleasure than to throw you under the bus. You know that.
Yeah, well, we share that. We all do.
But I truly, I don't think, I think anybody could have made this mistake.
Well,
I don't think
sure.
it's an Alzheimer's mistake.
Okay.
I've never done it.
Of course you have.
Never.
Well, you don't
Well,
pay
he
your
doesn't do
bills.
the bill.
Yeah.
I bet you don't pay your bills?
Well, no, but Carrie's on top of Carrie's never done it.
Does she pay electronically?
It has taken us
Do you
approximately...
not have to pay bills?
No, remember, Carrie takes care of
God,
everything.
what a soft, cushy life you have.
That's right.
You never have to pay bills?
But you see, the beauty of it is on the bright side, Carrie takes care of all the bills, but on the dark side, Carrie pays all the bills, and with that comes Carrie.
Right.
So I mean, it's a wash.
Consequences.
Yeah, there are
So are you
consequences.
given? So you're given an allowance?
Essentially, yeah.
Do you carry a credit card?
I do.
And do you use the credit card whenever you wish?
Well, yeah, unless I screw up, and then she says, no, you're not allowed to spend any money until X day.
So she keeps you
Wow.
disciplined.
yeah, she does.
Wow, I couldn't handle that.
No.
I don't think I could
What's
handle
that
that
like?
at all.
It's fantastic, really, because I'm really not a
Of course it
financially
is.
minded
Of course
guy.
it's fantastic.
You know what?
How could it be anything? Play la 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 for yourself.
You know what?
How could it be
Fantastic.
anything else but fantastic?
Don't have it handy.
Zero responsibility.
Yeah.
No,
Do you
not
pay
at all.
Do you pay your mortgage?
Well, I mean, we as a unit pay our mortgage.
But
I own
she
half
writes-
the house.
She writes the check.
So I
or
wonder why you're so
authorizes
happy
the
all the
payment.
time.
Yeah.
You just big lolloping through life, drunk on Crown Royal,
Carrie
and
said
making fruitcakes, and meanwhile she's sitting sweating bullets, going, why can't my husband support me?
Meanwhile,
Right.
it's taken her approximately 15 years to get me totally removed from the system.
Okay.
She does not want me connected.
Now
Because
why
when
does
we married, we actually did. We did it together. We split up. I'll take care of
Oh, this
these
is when you
bills.
were buying like hundreds of microphones?
No, that came later. And I believe most of those were financed by either gambling winnings or selling stuff I already had.
Gambling winnings. Now you're talking.
But really, when we were splitting up and paying bills separately, we were a disaster. It was almost like we were working against each other.
Really?
And she said, you really can't do this. And I said, well, how about this? How about I go out and I'll earn as much money as I can, and you do everything else? And she said, okay. And it's been fine ever since.
Wow. And she bought that.
Yeah, she loves it. She loves doing things.
Yeah.
She when I got her Quicken for Christmas one year, you would have
She
thought her.
loves doing things.
She loves doing things with
This
Bill.
is the same man that has said we don't give each other. What's the holiday you don't observe?
We don't observe Valentine's.
That's right.
Valentine's Day, so you don't. But you don't get. But there are many holidays also where you don't buy each other gifts.
However,
Anniversary
if I don't move
birthday.
heaven and earth for her birthday, then I'm screwed.
So the birthday is a big
Birthday
deal.
is
But
huge.
you took her to a free brunch at Quench.
I did
for her birthday. If I'm
no,
not
no, that was
mistaken.
for our anniversary.
Oh.
But thanks for following so closely.
I mean, I keep track.
That's
He does
right.
pay attention.
That's right.
Somebody has to.
Tipped
I
very
think
well.
he's probably of all of us. He's probably the most solvent of all of us. Probably.
Yeah.
Well,
you probably are the most.
certainly digestively.
No, you probably are the person. I carry a credit card now that I try not to use,
Right.
Because I from the days when I was a man of means,
Yes.
I still have my credit line,
Right.
and I've abused it
Sure.
to the point where it's silly. I'll never pay the damn thing off. You
Right.
know? I mean, I never will, and it just sits there.
It's a burden.
and it's terrible.
Yeah.
And you guys are very fortunate that I have not embezzled more from the show.
We are.
know.
You talk about
Count
that.
my
I do.
blessings
We
every
count our
day.
blessings,
It'll
yeah.
come in.
I think like in the 3 years we've had the show, there might be like $300. Where one time I went miscellaneous business expenses.
Mike, don't think that's not going to come up in my Thanksgiving grace tomorrow. Things that I am thankful for.
Good.
That Mike is riddled with guilt.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's embarrassing to admit. Well, I guess just coming up through radio and not really getting to that point in our career where we wanted to, I really lived off credit cards because my parents.
You have to.
Yeah,
For
oh yeah, you
periods of
have to
time,
because you're a college graduate and you're making $12,000 a year. So
Right.
and I remember when I finally came to a place in my late 20s, I looked at my balance sheet and I was almost $46,000 in debt.
You're not alone. A lot
Yeah,
of people
that's-
all over the country do this.
I
He
sat
owned
there-
a negative sports card.
I sat there and I said, I got to. You just sit there and you're embarrassed at first because you're just like, how did I get here? And then you start adding up all the times that you did things that you couldn't afford to do, like just regularly moving to Arizona and paying your way out there to get a job.
Sure. Exactly.
And then two, you start. It was like a 7-year plan, and I was able to do it a little faster than that. But I had to take chunks of my paycheck of what little it was just to pay it
Absolutely.
down.
That's what I do now.
It's wild.
I do that. It's scary. It's
Yeah.
scary. And I have the Albert Brooks nest egg that I don't want to touch.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's my
the
goal.
entire nest egg.
The nest egg has to remain, and it's kind of an obsession with me.
Don't
but
want
I
you
play
saying
with
the word
everything else.
nest.
It
And my
was for me.
degenerate gambling, I was talking to my accountant as early as today, and it's just like, any surprises? That's his way of saying he knew I went to Reno.
Yeah.
I'm like, I said, Carla's keeping a meticulous record of it, and she really doesn't.
Do you know?
You live life.
He
You live
brings
life the
it up-
best way. I should be more responsible.
He brings it up a lot. Your Steve Bridges' favorite story about you.
What's that?
Is when we got our talent fee on the first trip out there, and we
Yes.
went to the casino, and he said it had to have been 12 minutes later when I saw Mike, and his face had fallen, and he said, "I lost it all.
Yes.
I'm a degenerate gambler."
I am. I am a controlled.
And you had doubled it at one point.
Yes, he did.
I am a controlled degenerate.
Yes, yeah.
I am a controlled, but I think over the long haul it will definitely do me in
What
at
will
some
be-
point.
you-
I'll be having a telethon.
What's more damaging, the drinking or the gambling?
Oh, the gambling.
Really good.
Infinitely more. I
Good.
don't drink nearly what I used to, and I still drink a lot. I truly don't. No, but I don't. I mean, I don't. I don't.
But it will be
The
mentioned.
applause.
It will be mentioned in the telethon.
Yes. Yes, sure. Absolutely. So you're okay now? Everything's fine?
Everything's going to be fine. But it really struck me. I am the electronic Uncle Billy because I handed Mr. Potter this big pile of cash that I shouldn't have at the holidays.
Yeah, you know what?
of
But
all
those,
times.
you do want the ease and the convenience and the speed.
Yeah, I was relieved.
Is what results in, when we used to write checks out and we used to
Right.
have that little deal there where you'd send in the mail, and it's so much more. It's really one of the improvements our technology has given us that I truly am blessed.
Yeah,
with.
I love
love
it.
doing
Hugely
I love it. And it was
You don't
just-
count.
It was
You don't
sort of-
count. Your wife pays your bills. You're not allowed to comment.
But on a daily basis,
Yes.
the last time I really handled money before we went to Reno, I can't even remember. I don't use cash anymore.
When did you ever get that?
Thank you.
There's
Oh yeah, no. When I get a haircut,
just
when I
one
get a
more
haircut.
question, just quickly. for Rob, and I know that we've talked about this, and there's a good amount of jealousy involved in this conversation from me to you because you get to live.
We're all jealous of Rob.
Yeah, you get to live this.
Like,
do you ever
the world is jealous of Rob.
Do you ever get? I don't. Maybe you guys know what I'm talking about. There is an anxiety that builds when bills come around near the end.
Oh my God, I have it every
that
week.
Anxiety that's like, okay, well then you do like a mental tally of okay, this is going to be paid off, this is what's going to happen, this is what the mortgage comes in, it's going to be.
Yeah,
right.
Do you ever get that?
No, but I see it in my wife. I don't.
I see it.
He sees it in others.
I do. And you know what? And I don't like that because when she's unhappy, the house is unhappy.
That's right. That's true.
This is really inside.
But I tell her.
Hold on.
All right.
Button it for a second.
All right.
This is really inside. But the fact is, and I say this to people all the time, when we made the transition, when I made the transition from where I was in life to this podcast, and then there was a radio opportunity that helped for a year, and then that went away. So in the last year, I have truly made the transition into this being the
new life.
Now, when I made that transition,
You're one of us
it
now.
was a very, very dramatic change.
Yes.
With Buzz, it was a slightly dramatic change. With Rob, things actually went in the other direction.
Yes.
And I always talk about, and I laugh about it because it brings me actually a great deal of joy.
Sure.
You don't laugh a lot.
But Rob went from Rob's lot in life improved. He ended up doing better and working less.
Yeah.
So he's in the
forward.
catbird. He
I'm
did.
the golden boy. I am the
You
golden
are the
boy.
golden boy.
I am the
Some
golden
people
boy.
like him anyway.
Yeah. But also, that said, you did have a 20y head start on doing well.
I did. You're right about that.
True.
I mean,
You're
I carried
absolutely
the
right
shovel
about
for a while. What, and get out of show business? But I do tell Carrie, speaking to what Oscar
that.
said.
You've never had that
It's a good
exchange.
joke.
I said to Carrie, she says, this is not going to be a good month. I said, okay, let's do the best we can. She says, aren't you worried? I said, Carrie, we can sit and set 12 hours aside and worry as hard as we can, and nothing's going to change.
So it's a great way to look at life.
I mean,
I agree with you.
do
I agree
the
with
best
you 100%.
we can,
That's it.
and please get me a beer.
While you're up.
Yeah, take away his green bottle.
Hey,
You know
not
what?
even joking.
Take
Don't
away.
even flip and joke about
But
it.
you, over the years, you have gotten to a point in life where you know what you require.
Yes.
And you don't require all that much.
I'm a simple man.
And when you get to that point in life, I think you ultimately become more happy. I know that I'm coming off.
Yes.
I would have to say that I'm coming off the happiest year of my life,
that
where
is
I
awesome.
had time.
And for that, you are welcome.
And I have made less money,
Yes.
and I'm fine with that,
That's
and
right.
that's okay. We still try real hard on this show. That's
We
why
do.
we hawk all these sponsors all the time, because we want you to help us get there, folks. But yeah, I think you learn that, and it's nice at my age to learn that type of thing. It's changed my entire outlook on life
It's an
and
important
my perspective on
And
life.
considering the trenches we've been through in the terrestrial radio, isn't it nice to look at a month of December that is just where things are going our way? It's nice because normally.
I'm not really looking at it that way.
No, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
just
the-
said you
that's
finished.
right.
That
you
might be
finished
putting
the
it
greatest.
strongly.
No, you just
No,
said you
I said
finished a happy year.
No, what I said was I said that I finished the happiest year that I've had simply because I have resigned myself to living in a different. I don't
Isn't
look
it
at any
nice?
month
All right.
and go, "Hey, isn't that terrific?"
Let me
Yeah.
change
Things are
the
really
question.
going
Let me
forward.
change
No,
the question. Then.
You know how many Decembers I'd have to do that.
Let me change the question.
You'd have a full year of Decembers, and I
Rob,
wouldn't get
A
there.
million December.
He's beat down.
All right, then let me change this. Let me change the question. Isn't it nice to have lowered the bar?
That's where we're going.
Okay.
There you go.
I misspoke.
No,
English
let
my
me-
first language,
Let me
but-
make it real clear to everybody in this room. No, I want things to go in a certain direction.
I know.
Well, they
and
have
I
to.
ain't nowhere near satisfied
I know.
with where they,
They
are.
need to.
Carrie, let's just not worry about it. We could worry about it, but that wouldn't do anything.
There you go.
So really, honestly, jackass, do you sit and worry, or do you? What do you do?
I have a
He's
bleeding
got
ulcer.
a bleeding ulcer, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Jesus,
too
I
much.
had that 10 years ago. Didn't get better.
That's a good segue,
Transition,
because continuing in the trend of everybody in the broadcast business that I
Yes.
have ever known, and maybe it's me. No, it isn't me, because I had it too. The digestive
had it
health
first.
of radio personnel. I did. You were diagnosed with a bleeding ulcer.
Yeah.
That's a serious medical condition.
You fellas lost weight on Wait Not. I'm losing weight on Eat Not because I can't keep anything.
Now, are you
in my
not eating
system.
because your stomach is so upset?
It's so upset. Yeah,
Are you vomiting or?
No, it's the other way around.
Oh, yeah. Are you seeing blood yet?
I already saw blood.
Dark or
right.
red?
Super dark.
Dark?
Black.
Oh, so it's way up there, yeah.
Well, what's interesting is this. I'm burning the candle at both ends. Right now we're in.
Maybe that's the problem.
We're in the largest exercise as far as Mangrate's concerned for an advertising campaign. So it's a lot of pressure there.
Yes.
Mangrate's will start here on the show on Monday. Just remember that.
Yes. Help Oscar out.
Proud sponsors of the Mike O'Mara Show.
Bill him for that.
But
Already did.
I really, on my end, I think it's just too much. It's too. I think there is too much. There's such a thing as too much.
Yes.
And
too many trips to New York.
And you travel all day. You live life in the fast lane.
Yeah.
You go. You're always going. And, it's like, I would say in your particular case, you remind me a little bit of me because not only do you go in your professional life, but you also, work hard, play hard.
Yes.
And you have played hard. And
Doctor's
I think
orders,
that,
can't drink for a month.
You are seeing a doctor then?
Yes.
I've never had that.
Did he say anything about diet?
1
Because
month.
I
can't have caffeine. I can't have sodas. I can't have.
Has he mentioned stuff like tomato sauce?
Did you tell him about
tomato sauce?
Did you tell him about the 5-hour
Yeah,
energy
he
that
said
you
no
were
more of
addicted
that.
to?
You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I'll be fine. Look, I'm not dying, but it's painful.
Well,
it's painful.
Are you going to be able to enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner?
No.
Really?
Because I'm not better yet. I'm not. I tried to eat 2 yogurts this morning, and it was a mess.
Really?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
man.
Did you get any of that new Greek anal yogurt?
But you're going now. Now listen, I know that you. When I say self-medicate, I don't mean in the sense of you're drinking or you're taking your own. But you self-medicate by like going to family members. Are you going to a regular doctor that
A
sees
regular
you
doctor
now?
has diagnosed me.
Okay.
And I've gotten some medicine. This is the racket here. That if you want to go back to the doctors, you got to pay another copay and get another prescription.
Yeah, it's the world we live in.
So I'm lucky enough to have the racket that my brother and sister worked harder than me, so they're doctors.
So
Right.
this is his hustle.
So I have their husbands or wives call in for me and get me what I need.
Okay, so you're taking
yes.
what you need.
Allegedly.
What are you on?
I don't know. I'm on prophylactic.
No, it's not
what is
that.
now?
That would
Don't
be a
eat
condom.
those.
That's a
Don't eat
condom.
those.
Probiotics.
Okay, that's
and
for the
then
infection, right?
I've got a big jar of this juice that's so gross that I have to drink
Well,
4
poor
times a
guy.
day. It's horrible.
And how old
No
are you
pills?
I'm 34, man.
now? 34. That's when
Yeah.
Right.
when it starts to fall.
That is
apart.
when it
Right?
starts.
I think that's
Yeah.
when it hit me.
Now, research this if you want to. By all means, check with your doctor. But everything I've read indicates that eating hot peppers, cayenne pepper, spicy foods. No, seriously, now,
The
hang on.
peppers of his
I know it's counterintuitive.
You really hate me, Buzz.
No.
You should tell me this.
I know it's counterintuitive,
Yes.
but what it does is it cauterizes the wounds in your stomach.
I can see that.
And stops the bleeding. So check with your doctor if you want.
Yeah.
Research it if you want. But I've read a lot that says eat cayenne pepper and spicy foods to treat those.
Let me
health
just give
foods.
you my opinion.
Yes.
I would go to the guy sitting out in front of the 7-Eleven up there with the army boots that talks to himself
Yeah.
before I would take medical advice from this man.
can't do that. No,
That's
it's
just my opinion, and I could be wrong.
Can I handle your money then?
I should be better, hopefully within a month. But it'll be nice. It'll be nice to reset my body.
So you're seeing the blood. Are you in discomfort? Do you have the cramping? And
yeah, I can't sleep at night. It
Oh,
sucks.
it's
Oh my
man.
God!
Yeah.
Yesterday he looked a little peaked, and
Yeah.
but
I'm down 12 pounds.
That's not good.
What?
I'm looking sexy.
You're the last person on the show that
Well,
needs to be down 12 pounds.
I don't know.
That's the way we do it.
Sexy,
all right.
really?
So my God, we're all falling apart.
That's
except
true.
for you.
Wow.
Never better.
You and your fruitcakes are all done.
No.
Oh, they're not done.
I'm only like 40%, and we only made 32 this weekend. And by the way, they are terrific.
I can't wait.
When
They are so moist.
when will you be bringing some samples by?
December 7th, I will deliver.
Ah,
Because
very
they really
good.
do need to sit for a week and a half or so, because what happens is you soak the raisins in the Crown, which
Yes.
you provided this year. Thank
Right.
you.
Mhm.
Mike bought the Crown.
Oh.
And the best way to get the booze into the cake is not
Because he
from
remembered
the outside
the election night.
Oh, that's right.
It's
He made
Shocker.
He
called you on it?
Oh, he called me on
Oh,
it.
what
sure.
a
Because
dick.
he's cheap.
No!
Well, that's
He's
what
the
bets-
cheapest man in the
Isn't
world.
that how bets work?
Absolutely not. If you make a bet, do you think I would have been able to duck that bet?
Yes,
Really?
because he's not an asshole.
There you go.
Wow.
On
So that
note,
puts you in the minority, right?
Let's take a break. We will come back with more fun and
We
more
just figured
thrills
out in the room who is not an a-hole.
on the Mike O'Mara Show. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. Want to read you an email received by the people at Wait Not from customer Scott McKnight. And this is subject, 11 bags of sugar and counting.
Wow.
I spent 52 days with Healthy Start and Healthy Loss. I have lost 56 pounds, 8 inches off my stomach, and 4 inches off my waist. More importantly, I feel like I'm in control of my life again. I don't remember a time when I had the amount of positive energy I do as a result of Wait Not. I am walking each day with my wife and kids, and they have the husband, father they deserve again. There have been moments I was genuinely angry at Wait Not, the extreme discipline required, Halloween night with no treats, etc., but I've come to realize no other program would have worked for me. Please thank your marketing folks for advertising with the Mike O'Mara Show. Without hearing about Wait Not and following RJ, Rob, and even Mike's success, I would have had gastric bypass surgery, forever altering my life for the worse. God bless, from Scott McKnight.
Cool.
That's all we need to say, folks.
Say something to that
Yes,
really
go right
is
ahead.
amazing, is that the old tradition, and I've done every diet in the world, is that you want to lose an inch off your waist. On the average size male frame, you lose 10 pounds. And that takes about an inch off your waist. That guy lost 8 inches in 50 pounds, which means that Wait Not only helps you lose weight, helps you lose weight of what you want to lose. He's not losing muscle, he's losing fat. And he's losing it in such a way that you see the difference faster. I've experienced it.
He did
and
it
so
less
has
than
he.
2 months.
When's your
amazing.
TV commercial coming out?
I have not heard.
Okay.
They're still in editing, so
All right.
God knows, I'm dying to see
Very
it.
soon.
Yes.
Wait Not, get ready for the holidays with Wait Not now till Thanksgiving. Members can get up to $200 off and pay by installment. 855-WAIT-NOT, 855-934-4486 or waitnot.com. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We're delighted to have you with us. So much to cover on today's show. There's a little story about OJ. I don't want to talk about that yet. I want to say local news yesterday. And this is for Mark probably, because there was this story about Maryland joining the Big Ten.
I
Who
follow
gives
that.
a rat's
I
ass?
agree
It's
with
a big
you.
deal.
What
It's a
is the
big
deal? Big deal. Why?
Why?
Because if you're
Who cares?
Well, first of all, you have to be a fan of college basketball, really, not necessarily football. But
Yeah, Mike, you don't understand because you're
gonna-
not a fan like I am.
Let's go step by step.
Okay.
Fan of college basketball or baseball
Well,
or
it's
football?
it's football and basketball. It's the entire sport.
Right.
The whole program.
Say you're a fan of college football.
Yes.
It's Maryland.
Yeah, but this is
Come on.
This is
But-
the difference here.
To Maryland fans, to alumni.
a small group of
right,
people
that's
from a
true.
certain college.
That's true.
If you're a Maryland fan or a fan of great college basketball, one
Yes.
of the biggest rivalries in the world is Maryland-Duke.
Right.
That rivalry is no more.
It's over.
It's over.
It's been killed.
It's over, and it's also a testament to the dollars that are involved in these programs.
I understand all of that.
Yes.
I understand how important it is to Maryland.
For football,
I
it's
understand
actually-
how it is for people that like a basketball rivalry.
For football, it's actually worse.
Yes.
Because Maryland doesn't have a big football program, so now they're going to have to go against Michigan, Penn State.
I think the way it was covered around here, it was a slow news day.
I agree with
It's-
you.
it's a big
the
deal.
NHL is still not playing. That's affecting everybody in the country. The National Hockey League is still. That doesn't get any attention at all.
Yeah,
not
because
any attention
hockey
at
is
all.
a four-tier sport.
Oh, that is such. You are you are so drink the Kool-Aid.
How many people-
You are so drink the.
How many people-
You are manipulated by the media and by the advertising structure to think, oh, this is important and this is not. That is bull.
How many people fit in the Verizon Center for a sold-out Caps game?
20,000.
How fat are they?
Stop it.
Right.
A Terps
He has
football
an
game, a
ulcer.
sold-out one. 43,000 people show up in that stadium to watch them
Whip-de-doo
play.
dang do.
A
There are more
losing
people.
program
There are
when they're
more
sold out.
people in the city of Washington D.C. and the surrounding areas that would be aware of the Washington Capitals than would be aware of anybody.
Yeah.
You can. Who's the superstar on the Washington Capitals? And 90% of people would say Alex Ovechkin.
Yes.
90% who's the superstar for Maryland? They go, oh, no. That's
Right.
what they
William
would
Donald
do.
Schaefer.
Yeah, but college sports, you saw it yourself at Iowa. They
Yes,
want,
it's
they want to
fun.
be
But
in Iowa.
Iowa's a real program.
But they still have their program.
I just think
Yeah, but
that.
the program, they don't have a winning product.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
here's a great example. I'm listening to an interview on the crappy news station, one of the two of them.
I heard
forgot
it.
which one it was.
I know exactly what you're
We're
talking about.
listening to an
me too.
interview where they are interviewing. You didn't hear this. They're interviewing Dexter Manley.
Oh, I didn't hear
And
that,
they
no.
they said Dexter Manley. And Dexter comes on and says,
I thought that the Redskins played a great game, and Morris, what's his first name?
Dexter
and the anchor goes, "You got me there. You know why you got me there? Because they don't know dick about it.
You're right.
They're just they're puking out what they think they're
People
supposed
wanna
to
hear.
puke
Right.
out.
Yeah.
And that's what
true.
this Big Ten story was like to me. They were puking out, and in big news, Sean Anderson saying, big news, Maryland joins the Big Ten. And we're telling you because somebody somewhere thinks that's what people should care about.
Because you know what?
That's my issue with
it
that
still
story.
remains we are a bad sports town, maybe the
They're-
worst. And when the Redskins aren't winning, no one cares about anything.
Right.
And they
Well-
want to package this. They think, oh, this is nice. This is jelly.
It's important to me because I've always liked the girls of the Big Ten better than the girls of the ACC.
There you
It's
go.
also a big deal regionally here because there are hundreds of thousands of alumni that live in Maryland, live in the D.C. area.
There are hundreds of thousands of alumni for how many schools we got? We have so many schools
All
around
of
it. You
them.
got Georgetown, you got Virginia, you got Virginia Tech, you got George Washington, you got
Nova,
American
Mason.
University,
They
you got Catholic
have,
University.
they have a dome.
Go Rams, go.
The dome, the Comcast Center, just for Maryland basketball. It's
you
big
know what?
business.
It's not. It's crap. It's hype. It's a hype machine.
All right.
It's a hype. Big Ten.
The other funny part of this story, the sub-story, is the fact that everybody is up in arms because it's called the Big Ten, but now there are 14 schools in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And
As-
everybody's going crazy
As an
because the
OCD
name is
guy,
wrong.
as an OCD guy, I
You don't
hate
like that one bit?
Don't care that for one bit.
You know, who cares?
It would be cool to see Michigan
Exactly.
come to town if they ever did.
Oh, wouldn't that be
they
awesome?
Have to.
Are you ready for my apology?
Yes.
I have an
Yes.
apology
I think
for a
it's
listener.
time.
The difference between this show and other shows is, and you know, in a rant like I just gave you, I might have pissed off a bunch of people.
You never know.
But the one thing,
You know we'll hear it.
but I got a very, I like well thought out hate mail. I really do.
Yeah.
Dear Mike, I just listened to, I'm a day behind, your $40 episode. I have never wanted to be one of those tool listeners that whines just because my pee-pee hurts. And I have always been irritated by haters on message boards and the like. They should get a life and just enjoy the party. This guy comes from a guy that I won't even give his name.
Good.
Because he's got a weird name and it might be a fake name. I'm not sure. I got to give it. Corky Ringo Thatcher. Anyway, however, the comments you made during this particular episode have truly offended me to the point where I actually want to speak up. I am sure that I will be unfriended. You're wrong about that. But I have to express my disappointment in your recent comments about hospitality professionals. The first time I ever heard you on the radio, I was on the way to my job at a restaurant in Portland, Maine, blah, blah, blah. He goes on and on and on. The long and short of this is, he's listened for a long time, and I just... let me see. Hold on. I've listened religiously. I eventually got all my coworkers hooked on your show to the point where we actually bought an AM antenna just to have it playing in the kitchen.
Wow.
The chef, many of our cooks, and our women, many of whom are also hospitality professionals, have been to a Las Vegas style show at the State Theater. He talks about what a big fan. Believe me, when I say that, I've always been a fan through thick and thin. But when you said that restaurant employees are notoriously entitled, I must take offense. The only thing I and my many coworkers have ever felt entitled to is an opportunity to make a somewhat decent living, especially without a formal education, and to be treated with respect by our common humanity. To be referred to as underachievers and entitled is truly disrespectful and insulting to hospitality professionals such as single moms, single dads, students, seniors, parents with second jobs trying to pay for Cobra, and he goes on and on. He's ranting about this. And you know what? Every now and then after I've done a show and I say that hospitality people are, I remember I painted with a very broad stroke. And you know what? I was wrong. Because you can't do that in life. What are you playing?
I'm sorry.
Just turn that off. God, I don't need music accompaniment. I'm trying to be serious here.
Music never hurts.
You know, but jeez.
Music is nice.
Good for the soul.
Everyone loves music.
Oh, man, have a happy Thanksgiving. Anyway, so the fact
You know
is...
what? I'm beginning to think you didn't mean that.
So I get it. The point is, I may have been referring to...
Your personal experience.
Right here in the area. But even that is out of line. Because you know what? There are a lot of people that give a rat's ass. And we all experienced it just recently when we were out at Harrah's in Reno. And you know what? Yes, there are people, you can tell, it's like, but everybody should be taken as an individual. And you can't blanket a statement about that. You really can't. You get good people and bad in every job. And I think, I really heard what this guy had to say. And I wrote him back. He said, last part of it, he said, if you knew me, you would know how hard it is to offend me. You could piss on my foot, punch me in the face, make me buy you a beer, and I would just laugh. I am no whiny blog queen. I agree with that.
nice.
Okay.
Either way, I still love the show, and my woman is in love with Rob. Whore, and I love the vault. As Larry Flint would say, keep plugging away. I write to the guy Corky. One thing I've learned about this incarnation of the show is to listen to my listeners. I appreciate your well thought out message, and I will mention it on today's show. When you hear it, write me back and let me know what you think. Because the fact is, I think that's good. I think when
he makes a good point.
When we do a show like this, sometimes, especially me, my role on this show, I'm throwing a lot of stuff out there.
Paint with a broad brush.
I'm ranting and I'm raving about different stuff. The whole Maryland thing. It's just little things that piss me off. And it's not always going to fall on sympathetic ears with everybody.
Of course.
But every now and then, if you give me a little nitpick, I'm gonna, I'll blow you right out of the water if I think you're nitpicking me.
Right.
But in something like this, I like to hear that. It keeps us straight, and it's well thought out, and he's not being a dick about it. And really, it was cool, and I think it's important to pass that along every now and then. Now, with that said, everybody else that's listening to this, don't get happy.
That's right. Amen to that.
There you go. That's the way I look at that.
I'd like to say hi to Mrs. Corky.
Mrs. Corky.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Thank
you for not making a Corky joke.
That's
that was
right.
it. But getting back to the Big Ten thing.
Yes.
With the NHL, I know it's a fourth-tier sport. I'm so sick of hearing that. I am so sick.
Mike, just
accept it. No,
please.
it is the land of sports talk nerd that, with supreme respect, where your buddy wallows in that. It's crap. What you like is what you like. I don't rate my sports on tiers. I don't say, the TV ratings determine what is a good sport and what has value. I've never done that. I like baseball. I like football. I like hockey. I hate the fact that they now break down sports as to where their ratings popularity is.
I think that maybe I'm just not explaining myself the right way.
It's the ulcer.
Really?
Look, I'll say this.
Don't want to upset him.
The American Idol was a great. It was a great show, right?
Right.
I never got into it, and neither did Chad. And we felt bad about it because we knew it was the number one show in America.
Right.
Yes.
Me too.
So when people would talk about it, we'd say that clearly there's something here because there are millions of people watching this,
right.
and we are in the wrong because we're not talking about it.
Right.
We want to talk
in the
about
minority,
people
not necessarily
well,
wrong.
we're in the minority.
I understand what you're saying.
that.
So,
I understand what you're talking about.
So I would never come on and say. I got that.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta. Sometimes he sidetracks.
I gotta give it to him. He's got it. He's got me.
So glad I came in today.
That's exactly. That'll get him. He'll go check. This was a fun show.
Yeah.
This was a fun day for him to be here.
He goes. I say to myself, I'm not going to come to you and give you a sub-tier show and say, why don't people care more about The Voice? And this is when American Idol was the number one show,
right?
Because I know it's just not it wasn't as big as American Idol.
Right.
It's just, or America's Got Talent isn't as big as American Idol.
I know people are going to write me and explain to me about this over and over again.
Yeah.
I can understand where it was a big local sports story. It was not a headline for news. It was not a headline for news, in my humble opinion.
And I think
really
you're right
wasn't.
about the slow news day.
And really, when you break it down, you're talking about a university president who made the decision to raise more revenue, purely and simply, not to help the fans, not to help.
No, because they're in debt.
They did this to raise more money because they will get more TV revenue, and that to me, I don't care.
Yeah, but this is if you've ever gone to a Terps game and sat in the Comcast Center for a North Carolina Maryland
went
game,
to American University. We didn't have a football
you would
team.
understand the fervor, the fun.
I understand the
history
fervor
behind
Try
it.
to understand the fervor.
I understood the fervor with Iowa, and I would understand it if I went to a Maryland game too. Yeah. But it's still. Even though you add that up, that's families of families of families of families of families, and that's probably some people that are in Maryland. I've never really tracked or understood the passion that you get from a college football or a college basketball game. To me, it should be more. It should be more of a small. It should be a smaller community.
Okay, how about this?
Hold on, this is a larger issue that I really. The whole big business of college sports just makes me sick.
It just got bigger.
It really is, and that's what I don't. I understand they fill stadiums. I understand they have amazing TV ratings. Well, to a certain extent, not like professional football or baseball or things like that. But the big business of college sports. It's just. I think it's one of the problems that we have in this country.
And
I
when,
really do believe
and when it
that.
gets that kind of, and when you get that kind of news coverage, it validates the big business of college football, and that's a mistake on the media's part, and that's a mistake on the college's part.
I'm listening all day again. I was on the road all day yesterday, and I'm listening again and again and again because, as Buzz told you, I'm a news junkie and I listen to news stations, and I'm getting it again and again and again like this is news, and I understand it within a sports report. but I don't believe that it's that big a deal, you know.
Because I grew up in Maryland, it means more to me, and that's probably why. And because I was there for I was in College Park for the national championship game.
Okay.
I've gone to I can't tell you how many games and enjoyed my time there and actually seen what's happened and been there for the winning times and the losing
I understand
times.
that too.
Yeah.
But it, to me, would be Maryland is going to the national championship. Now there is a big story.
Yeah.
There or Maryland,
That's less likely now.
If they do this, but you know what I mean. I thought this was a story about finances at a college, finances that moving into a
at
conference.
the root of it is.
Yeah, and so the fact that it was covered the way it was covered was what I took issue with.
Yeah.
I understand the passion for any area. Look at Iowa. Look at Ohio State. Look at Michigan. Look at these major programs. It's huge for the community. It's huge. I understand that. I dig that. It just, to me, they were covering this, and I don't know. It just frustrates me.
It shouldn't have been above the fold when you've got all this turmoil in the Middle East. I see what you're saying. They don't cover it like they should.
But also that I get frustrated because my sport is disrespected.
Right.
The sport
It
that
is.
I love so much.
That doubles the
And
frustration.
I believe that that this is manipulated and controlled by editors and sports guys that when I'm sometimes interested in my hockey team and I've got to wade through basketball after basketball after basketball because that's what these guys think is important. It frustrates me too. I realize that hockey is not does not strike the national consciousness like in many cases college basketball or football.
Also, but I think again I don't see enough fans being upset about the ownership and the players not coming to some sort of agreement.
And let me tell you why I think that is. And this gets me back full circle to where I started. Because it is not given its due in media. It is not given it's not considered sexy by these sports editors. They don't pay attention to it.
They don't respect it.
If this was baseball or football, you would have this as a lead story every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have it there. And because it's not a lead story, I think that's why a douchebag like Gary Bettman can get away with this crap that's going on right now. And for that, I've always spoken for hockey fans. I always have. I've always spoken for them. And I just say, you know what? We once again, our little strike, our little lockout, our little situation is just not getting attention. And if you got more attention, maybe there'd be more pressure on these people and they get the thing resolved.
Yeah.
So that's maybe where my bitterness comes from. That's it. We got to take a break. When we come back, we will open up with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak. Once again, we got going on something, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. This segment is brought to you by SodaStream. The ultimate holiday gift. SodaStream is the new way to enjoy great-tasting soda. Made fresh at home in less than 30 seconds. Turns water into fizzy soda in seconds. I've got my little supplements, and they come with their own little supplements they put in there.
They have all sorts of flavors.
To make all sorts of flavors.
I'm
Fill the bottle
going to fill it with Templeton Rye.
That's you know what? You could do it.
I could, I might.
Might get yourself a little extra buzz.
Carbonation soda.
I'm sure that's what they want to hear. Booze in the Soda Stream. The handsome new Soda Stream source is coming with a lighted. What do you think about maybe making a check mark every time he diminishes an advertiser?
Yeah, a scoreboard.
And take a little money out of his paycheck.
How does that diminish it? I'm giving you another opportunity to use Soda Stream.
Handsome new Soda Stream source comes with a lighted carbonation indicator for the perfect fizz every time.
Carrie wouldn't like that.
Feel the bite. Hey, if Carrie was doing these commercials with me, she'd take them seriously.
Yeah, that's right. Carrie was doing the commercial with you. The show would be 5 hours long.
Fill the bottle with water, snap it into the machine, push the button, and your choice of favorite flavors without aspartame or high fructose corn syrup, about 25 cents a can.
Crazy cheap.
Can't beat that with a shtick. Choose your style and color at Bed Bath & Beyond, Target, Walmart, Macy's, and Kohl's, or visit SodaStream.com. SodaStream. Smart, simple, soda.
Do it.
All right. Real quick.
Really? Just quick?
We ran out of time today.
The thing that happened on the Today Show that was so great today is that not only did I laugh, not only did Carrie laugh, Julia laughed so loud I heard her upstairs.
Really?
Oh.
Did you hear this story? And it's one of my favorite reporters, Mike Taibbi.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking about the Castro district in San Francisco.
Lloyd Fishback says he's been walking around totally nude for years, and that others have been gathering daily at this Castro
It is really gross. They want to legalize public nudity in this
district. It already is legal. They want to
expand it?
They want to stop the nudity.
Okay. It's nasty.
It's
and again,
horrible. And can you say?
Yeah, of course.
And it's the type of guys that if you're walking and you're taking your 5-year-old for a walk down there, and you've got this disgusting, horny pedophile pig that's riding his bicycle with his balls hanging
he
out.
walked right out of Real Sex 29.
They all
Fat
looked
and
that
balding.
way. They all did. Every single one of them.
You're right.
They looked gross.
And one thing that I couldn't say because my daughter was there, I said, realize if you bring your kid down there, it's not just nudity. Think about how tall a child is.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, this is really not where you want to bring them.
It was gross.
Now,
My
Carrie and I chuckled when they interviewed their first expert. Please note his name.
And local community groups pressed for the new law because, as Rob Cox puts it, a public park is no place for private parts.
So I looked at
Oh, my
Carrie and we
God.
laugh, okay?
Now I'm realizing I thought you were going to use the other name. Do you have
we're
the other
yes,
name?
and then we're going to...
Too funny.
So, I mean, I'm really thinking that they might have almost, fooled the Today Show because they do
Yeah.
the second name and Julia's bursts out laughing, okay?
Supervisor Scott Wiener wrote the new ordinance, but says he held off for 2 years
That's right.
until he was convinced that all that
It's the
nudity
Wiener
invades-
Initiative.
It's, the Wiener Cox Initiative.
Rob Cox and Scott Wiener.
And also, then even on the payoff.
Superintendent Wiener says he's got the votes to get his ordinance passed.
Superintendent Wiener, which, by the way, was my old nickname.
I missed the Rob Cox. I pointed out the Rob Wiener to the Scott Wiener
But
to Carla.
Julia is, she's closing in on 12.
Oh, that's funny.
And when I heard that joyful laugh, I said, oh, my God, it doesn't get much better than that. Great news coverage. Anderson Cooper is in the thick of it in Gaza, and I put this YouTube clip on our YouTube page. Please watch it. This explosion is so big, he actually senses it after we see it because of the flash, the power of it actually.
The shockwave.
Yeah, he feels it and he handles it well, but it's scary. Some of the footage over there is just amazing.
Also, 2 media centers built. That was a rather large explosion. That occurred.
Cool customer.
Look out here. It's actually set off a number of car alarms.
I like him.
I wanted him to start giggling.
Yeah, not
This
giggling
live.
now.
This is not a giggle one. This is a scared one.
Any chance to make a stereotype go away? There's there's your gay man can't handle the situation. Is that as cool under fire as you? I would be seriously. I'd be going if I heard that. I'd be like, okay, as you notice, it's like we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. Run for your lives.
I edited the clip down. What he said is that it's imperative they resolve the situation in Gaza because he has to get to the Castro district of San Francisco.
Stop it.
We complain that there's not much to watch on TV, and what is there isn't any good.
Right.
I want to tip my cap to what I'm going to call the Mike O'Mara Show, classiest sitcom ever, Two Broke Girls.
Okay.
Here's a clip from last night's episode.
Excellent.
I've never dated poor. What is acceptable on a first date? Well, I'm pretty classy, so anal?
Primetime TV now. Network
I'm
television.
not that poor. Well,
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. What time is the show?
9:30, I think.
9:30?
Yeah. Not even Safe Harbor.
Yeah, right.
So,
Jeez. And with the crap we've gone through with that kind of stuff.
hats off.
We paved the way.
Hats off.
Which was it? Was it the cool? Was it the cute blonde? No, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
It was the horse.
Let's move on. I'm surprised no one has played this with all the hubbub about Hostess, one of the greatest moments from the movie Ghostbusters.
I'm worried, Ray. It's getting crowded in there, and all my recent data points to something big on the horizon. What do you mean, the big? Well, let's say this Twinkie represents the normal amount of psychokinetic energy in the New York area. According to this morning's sample, it would be a Twinkie 35 feet long, weighing approximately 600 pounds.
That's a big Twinkie.
Twin could be on the verge of a fourfold cross rip, a PKE surge of incredible, even dangerous proportions.
We just had a visit from the Environmental Protection Agency. How's the grid holding up?
It's not good.
Tell them about the Twinkie.
Best use of Dan Aykroyd, I think, in any movie.
Yeah, I agree. And that movie, I watched it not long ago. It really does hold up.
Yeah,
That's
and Dan
still
Aykroyd,
a funny movie.
he's kind of a nerdneck and was perfectly cast.
Absolutely. Time for one more. Let's do Letterman's take on Twinkies since everyone's talking about it.
You folks upset about this? I'd be more upset about this if Twinkies were still part of my daily life. But I gave up eating Twinkies, 5-6 years ago. Twinkies is going out of business, and I think I remember every day when I was a kid going to school, my mom, bless her heart, would pack in the lunchbox a container of Twinkies. Right. I remember that vividly. I also remember vividly my open heart surgery years later. So
And hi there. Yes, thank you, Mike. That is your Magic Audio Vault.
Thank you, Rob. We'll take a break, come back with Buzz and News right after this. Bye.
I've got to make it show.
Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. Let's get Buzz in here, and he didn't forget to bring the news today, like he forgot to send the money to the right place.
He tied a string around something.
And I want to remind everybody, we are going to be doing another show for you tomorrow, and it's our special Thanksgiving show, Everything Thanksgiving, for our Wednesday show.
It's going to be a good one. The cornucopia.
It's going to be, yes, cornucopia, just like a smorgasbord. Let's get the news with Buzz.
Thank you, Mike. Today we're brought to you by Quench for Knowledge.
Quench for Knowledge.
Join Rob Spiewak, Mark Ronick, and their lovely assistant,
Hey,
Diana
start that
Ash.
again, and after Quench, I'll do it. You'll know how this works.
All right,
Go ahead.
very good.
And then pause just to give me a little beat after the Quench, and we'll do it that way. All right?
All right, very good. Brought to you by Quench for Knowledge.
Would have been good if the replay was turned on.
Wouldn't have been fucking great.
Yeah, it really would have been.
Thought you were going to your
We'll
We'll
clean this up in post. Anyway, join Rob and Mark and Diana Thursday, November 29th.
You can turn down his microphone now.
At Quench in Rockville, Maryland, for America's favorite trivia game.
I'm really serious.
Try it again. Let's start
his
it
effects
again.
From the top? All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can hear that.
All right.
Brought to you by Quench for Knowledge.
Yeah, very good. That's all I wanted to do.
Anyway,
little
it's
stuff,
Thursday, November 29th.
Rob, are you still glad you came in today?
Not anymore.
Mark your calendar.
He likes the thing to the minority thing. He likes that.
No, you know what? I didn't like that. I was just putting up. Just making fun. Just trying to pretend to have a good time.
I understand.
In this den of hate.
The fun is at Quench in Rockville, Maryland. Who next will have an ulcer? It's America's favorite trivia game, Quench for Knowledge. It's fun. It's free. Enjoy the signature cocktails and cuisine that make Quench your best destination anytime.
Yes.
Bring your friends for this. The fun starts at 8:30. That's Thursday, November 29th at Quench, 9712 Treville Gateway Drive in Rockville. For more information, visit quenchnation.com.
Despite my frequent screw-ups, are you still planning on coming out?
Yes. Going to be
I'd
out
love
there.
to see you there.
Come out next Thursday.
I will write some trivia with you in mind.
Starting to, the old schedule is starting to get a little crazy now.
Yeah.
It's like May.
We are really in the holidays now.
Yes, it's already, the calendario is filling up. Because I think there's that other thing on Friday night, right?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Solid.
You get that email?
Yeah.
I know what you're November 30th.
Thanks for making pass that along. Tell that person thanks for making it a work night.
Oh, jeez.
Right. I haven't heard about this.
No, I'll tell you later.
Den of hate.
Hey, it wasn't my idea.
I know it wasn't. I know.
Yeah, I just show up.
Yeah,
so when I get an email like that, I go,
hey, welcome to the den.
Can't just be a party.
I can't. Well, how about this? You show up and say you didn't get the email.
Okay, hey, I can do it up. Right up.
We could have.
No one knows what we're talking about.
No, that includes me at this point.
Well, check your email.
All right, I will. We could choose from any number of stories to lead today's news. We chose this one, though, about top Republican embarrassment Donald Trump. Earlier this month, his Las Vegas steakhouse, DTJ, was shut down for 51 health code violations. Mostly it was for food that had expired, or in the case of the halibut, developed parasites.
Parasites, they're successful. They feed off the carcasses of the fish.
Do they eat the fish?
It's great, Rob.
Hi, Donald.
Hi, Rob.
How many violations?
156.
51.
151.
Yes.
Very good.
That's a lot, isn't it?
That's a lot because I like to do things right. If I'm going to get health violations, we're going to have more, and there'll be more successful violations than any other restaurant.
Hi, Donald.
Big, good, trichinosis. Big word.
A local TV, really, for you. A local TV station found duck in the restaurant that was 5 months old. You may want to see his health department papers before dining
Old
there.
enough to learn how to fly.
And most of us are thinking turkey, not duck, and turkeys may be thinking about revenge. In Sheboygan, Wisconsin, a turkey flew into a power line and plunged 1,500 people into darkness.
You know what we call that, Buzz? A martyr.
That's right. And we're thinking about shopping, even if we don't want to. A new survey shows that nearly half of us would rather skip the holidays. A survey by loan provider Think Finance has shown that 45% of us would rather do without Christmas or Hanukkah than to face the financial pressure the holidays bring.
That's sad.
And that's very
sad. I can understand that.
And that's and the survey found this too, that we have a more optimistic view of the economy, and even with that, the half of us nearly are saying it'd be easier just to skip it. Even with a brighter outlook, consumers rate holiday-related financial stress as high or extremely high. 45% is also the number of people who say they don't have enough money set aside to cover their holiday expenses.
That's a bummer.
Wow.
Now, some things we'd rather they didn't survey. Like,
but, it's funny because you get that from, that's the way, once again, as we are manipulated by the machine. And I really believe that. I believe that we are little bitty rats, and they lift a door up and we roll down a hallway. And that's the way we are completely steered. Those people that sit out in front of that store for 2 weeks and take vacation time they are so consumer manipulated.
And that's what it's about, yeah.
It's incredible.
Earn and buy.
It all comes from that magic little box
you're right.
where we're told what to do. Better get there. You better get there. Stuff we don't need.
Wouldn't you think by now it would be getting better, and yet it gets worse?
I just,
because I would like to think we're getting a little smarter about it, but we're not as a people.
I just am very grateful that I have a wife and kids that actually don't, beat my door down for stuff.
Right. Good.
And they never had. They never have. And,
that must be nice.
I mean, it's just they don't. They're not. They're not obsessed with that, and I'm grateful for it. But you've got these people that feel that way because there's so much pressure.
Right, exactly.
To keep up.
It's implied. A lot of the pressure is just implied.
Yeah, but it'll never change. It's consumer culture.
Some things we'd rather they didn't survey, like the number of people who do their online shopping on the toilet. A Harris poll.
Hey, for you people that want to do that through Mike O'Mara Show's Amazon,
God bless you.
Poop away and click away.
Absolutely.
And let me know if you've gone through our Amazon page and you're going to poop and do the same thing.
Maybe a T-shirt that says "poop and click."
I pooped and click.
Yeah, so
I like it.
Use our new promo code, Ulcer.
A Harris poll finds that 38 million of us have bought something online while doing our business. There are other silly numbers, like the 4 million who say they've shopped while driving their cars, or the 9 million who say they've secretly shopped while in the middle of a business meeting at work, or the nearly 17 million who have shopped online while they were standing in the middle of a brick-and-mortar store.
Really?
Wow, really?
Yeah,
I've done
really.
that.
I've done that.
I've definitely checked prices doing that.
That's second only to toilet.
The Target in Leesburg, I think they run jammers. There is no cell service. There is no Wi-Fi in there at all. I can't get a call. I can't do anything. I can't check prices when I go to my
So when
Target.
you're going in to buy your soda stream?
Yes, exactly.
The problem is he can't call Carrie to make sure it's okay for him to buy whatever it is he's getting.
They're all
Target.
picking on you now. Now it's official. Everybody's picked on you.
That's
His
what
cheeks
happens.
just got flushed there.
That's what happens when you have the golden life.
That's right.
You become a Target. It's not just a store. It's a way of life.
You know
being a
what? With
Target.
all the crap we give you, you know what I'm thinking about right now?
My
I'm thinking
ass?
about December. No. I'm thinking about December 7th and those
Yes.
fruitcakes.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Can't wait.
Are they going to be the best ever?
Yeah, they actually
they
will
are.
be.
Because this is the first year with Crown?
This is not only that, it's the first year I've toasted the nuts.
That's big.
Toasting the nuts.
That's
I've also,
huge.
because I had a couple beers, I flambéed the glaze this year, mostly just to entertain the kids.
Flambéed the glaze.
Now, are
I
you
did
gonna,
that this morning.
How many among you listening are going to go to work today and hear a guy say he flambéed the glaze?
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. I can't wait.
And
Only
also,
here
we're,
on this show.
we're cooking them by temperature for doneness. So I know they were dry last year. It was a crisis. They are so moist this year. It's great.
I swear to God, when you nail those, they are the best.
Yeah,
I
thank
love,
you.
and I never gave a rat's ass about fruitcake until Rob Spiewak came into my life.
Remember the great crisis of 2011 when there
remember?
was dry fruit cake?
Yes, the
Oh,
dry
yeah.
fruitcake. He was beside himself.
Children
and it
crying.
was dry, Rob.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people blamed it on the size of Oscar's forehead.
What?
Wow. Okay, go ahead, Buzz.
We laughed at Internet Radio Tommy yesterday about camping out for Black Friday when he didn't even know what sale items he wanted. Cut to real life. Two young men in Pittsburgh pitched a tent outside of Best Buy last Friday. I love using that phrase. Pitched a tent outside of Best Buy last Friday and have been using the restrooms in nearby restaurants ever since. Quoting one of the men, we're just in line for the enjoyment.
Wow.
Quoting the
Wow.
other, we haven't even looked at the ads yet.
Great. Meanwhile, they're having
All
a
right.
great time dropping a deuce at Panera.
I just can't get it. I
Well, it's what
literally
you were
can't
talking
wrap my.
about, yeah.
They're there for the. Do you think they're there because of the media coverage?
Partly,
Do
but
you think
I
maybe
think,
they think
I
they'll
thi-
get on TV?
I think they kind of wanted to camp out.
Maybe they have their wives running their bills.
We just don't know.
Maybe they need electronics because they broke them when they were mad at their girlfriend.
That's 2 years ago.
Okay, we got
Still
it.
counts.
Boys.
If you're we're going to separate you two.
Yes.
If you're flying this holiday, you might want to bring your own pressurized air. Two 737s lost cabin pressure yesterday, forcing one of them to make an emergency landing.
That sucks.
Oh my God.
An AirTran flight from Dallas to Atlanta had to land in San Antonio right after takeoff due to a loss of pressure. But first, it had to circle the airport for a half hour to burn off excess fuel.
Oh, my
A
God.
Southwest flight from Kansas City to Dallas dropped its oxygen masks, which the passengers wore, for 20 minutes until the jet could get below 10,000 feet. It landed safely at its
When
destination.
a cabin loses pressure, do you, obviously obviously there's going to be the discomfort, like the ear popping and stuff. Do you have a hard time breathing? What's it like?
I don't know. I
mean,
think
as a phobic flyer, I thought you would know.
I have no idea, but I mean,
that's why the oxygen masks.
Yeah, you actually have trouble breathing.
And do they still serve drinks?
That's important.
It is.
Everyone in this room has been there, but losing your job appears to increase the risk of heart attack. Being unemployed for more than a year.
Mike,
get up.
Mike.
Get up. Losing multiple jobs has the same effect. If you lose a job 4 times, for example, it really magnifies your heart attack risk.
I hate this story.
Higher, even still, says
how's your arm feel, Mike?
It's tingling.
It's ningling. That's a bad sign.
That is bad.
Higher, says the Duke study, than if you smoke, drink, or overeat. Getting fired is even worse than those.
Yeah, whatever.
Headline: Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's headed for the Mideast to try to help with the peace talks that may produce results today. The U.S. gets a lot of the credit for that Iron Dome that's protected Israel against most of the Palestinian rocket attacks. Our president and Congress spent $70 million on Israel's defense shield just earlier this year. New Jersey beaches are 40 feet narrower now than they were before Hurricane Sandy. Whether and how to rebuild those beaches will have a big effect on the state's tourism future.
The first change is that Governor Christie has to lay this way now.
Governor Christie was hysterical on Saturday Night
He was
Live.
great, was he not?
But here's the issue. Saturday Night Live now, you get several headlines sometimes on a given week about something they did that was really trendy and topical, and then you go to watch it if you TiVo it like I do, and the only problem is you have to watch Saturday Night Live.
I know, that's true.
Do you know, really, because overall the show just could not suck enough.
What if they really took the episode every week and then tightened it to 20 minutes?
Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah, wouldn't it be good? Because there's always 20 minutes of funny.
But it's it's just I realize that you have special moments that are okay. And then you just have this. They're just not
the Californians.
In the California, which was great, and they pounded that in.
And I felt so bad because when we were watching, I said, "Carrie, this is a great bit," because they ran the title card, and then there wasn't a laugh in it.
No,
because it used to be funny.
The show just, it's flat, and they think they're so great.
That's part of the problem.
That's part of the problem.
The shutdown of Hostess and its Twinkies may not happen after all. In bankruptcy court yesterday, the bakery and its union were forced by the judge to go back to the bargaining table with a mediator. And a new book, as Mike was about to mention earlier in the show, has named a Los Angeles house painter as the likely killer of Nicole Brown Simpson, not O.J.
Yeah, and they're going to do a documentary on it,
right?
Too, which is, and this guy was a serial killer who actually partied, apparently, with Nicole the night she was murdered, and who knows?
The story is O.J. told him to get back some earrings that he'd given Nicole, and he said, don't let the witch get in the way.
Yeah, and he used another letter,
right?
The B word.
Finally, the memorial.
Biatch.
Finally, the memorial service is today. Known to his friends as Sam, Lauren Lichtig passed away 6 days ago of complications from MS, but also, to quote from his obituary in the local paper, it was, and I quote, heartbreaking disappointment caused by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh,
I'm Buzz Burbank on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Thank you, Buzz.
You bet.
Our show was brought to you by the Black Friday sale at Mike O'Mara Show's Amazon page. We've told you before, it's the best way to support the show.
Yep.
And they've got gift wrapping, gift cards. They got the best prices in the world. 80% of the time, Amazon had the lowest prices compared to Target, Kmart, or Toys R Us. Amazon's got great deals, and when you shop there through the MikeO'MaraShow.com website, you pay the same low prices and you support our show. Bookmark it and use MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. We thank you. Don't forget, tomorrow it's our fabulous Thanksgiving Day show.
Yeah.
Have a great one, and we'll be back with another show for Travel Day, heaviest travel day of the year tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.